my response is always, pretend I'm dead.
Join us for the ride of a lifetime.
Let's watch an idiot try to ride a motorcycle. Some guy rides.
Alright dudes, I'm getting ready to bolt out of here. It's about, 7. And I had a really good sleep, man. It was nice and cool and quiet. And I gotta go about 15 minutes out of the way to get some gas because I should have fueled up in at that shitty gas station. But I didn't. So I'm a dumbass. And I also have to find a hardware store to see if I can get my camera back in shape. So, let's go. You gotta love a hardware store that opens at 7. I got my old school rig back on, the little clamp mount, which I don't mind at all, but it's not as easy as the other one. And the nut I bought was 22 cents, and all I had is a credit card, and I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry, but I gotta pay with a credit card. And she's like, you can have it. I got a free 22-cent nut this morning. That's huge. Very nice lady in there. I love old hardware stores, like the old school kind, when there's two dudes who come up to you right away and they're like, can I help you find something? And you say, I need something that'll do this thing to this. I don't really know what it's called, and I don't really know what I'm talking about, or if it even exists, what I need. And they're like, oh yeah, aisle 3, let's go. And they just hook you up, man. And they just know where every single thing is in the place. Love those guys. There used to be a good one in Columbia, South Carolina when I lived there, right in the middle of Five Points. It was old school. I loved it. I'll definitely drive a little bit further to go to a Ace Hardware instead of a Home Depot or whatever. It's just a pleasant experience. Alright, so I'm sorted, man. I got fuel and I got my camera back, so that's all good. That's before 7:30. Alright, so I took a look last night a little bit, and I think it's only an hour and a half to the end of this thing. And then 7:30, 8:39. And I did look up the chicken place I was talking about, because that's incredibly important, and it's Prince's Chicken. Prince's Hot Chicken, I think. I'm pretty sure that's one of the originals. There's a place called Hattie's that I don't know which is the original, but I think it's Prince's. That's the one I've been to before, and it is so gross and so delightful. But I think I'm going to be too early, man, to go there, which is incredibly sad to me. And so I'm thinking about pulling over and crying for a little while. Like, if I cry for an hour and a half on the side of the road, that'll put me right on target for when they open at 11. So I might do that. We'll see. It's a lovely morning. It's nice and cool. I know that's going to change, so I'm going to enjoy it. But it feels good. That Confederate flag we just passed. Look, I had a conversation about this with an internet biker buddy. And I was saying shit about the Confederate flag. Like, when I lived in Columbia, we were always just like, you know, the saying was, keep it flying in South Carolina. Like, that's what the proponents of the Confederate flag would say, because it used to fly on the State House, on the top of the State House. This is until, I don't know, the late 90s, maybe? Early 2000s? It flew on the State House. And I don't know, I thought it was stupid. It's like, why are you flying the flag of a entity that was an enemy of the United States? I mean, that's the fact. It was the United States against the Confederacy. And they lost. And that should be the end of it, right? I don't know. Anyway, so this guy, but you know, I'm from Connecticut, so what the fuck do I know about it? You know, there's the heritage thing, all that, whatever. But anyway, my internet friend, I said something about the Confederate flag on a video, and he took offense a little bit. And so we got to talking about it, and he's like, you know, it's not a symbol of hate for me. It's a symbol of my ancestry, my grandfather or my great grandfather, I forget. I guess it better have been his great grandfather. Something, anyway, whatever age appropriate grandfather was in the Civil War, fought for the Confederacy. And he's like, you know, he wasn't for slavery, and he was just fighting for his land, and I have a Confederate flag over my mantle to honor him, or maybe it even like was passed down from him or something, I don't know. And okay, I can see that, I guess. You know, if you have a connection to it like that, and I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't have one on my mantle, I'll tell you that. But I get it. I totally get it. And he was completely like earnest about the whole thing. He's like, seriously, dude, it means something to me and my family. And I'm like, all right, that's totally cool. I get it. And he's got it inside his own house, which he can have any fucking thing he wants inside his own house. You know? If you want to have an altar to Satan inside your house, I'm not comparing the Confederate flag to an altar for Satan, although, but you know, you should be able to do whatever the hell you want on your property, in your house, within reason. Obviously, I would say that you can't hold people prisoner in your basement, or you know, things like that. But so whatever, we came to an understanding, and I was like, yeah, I get it. I totally get it. If I came to your house, I would not say a word about your Confederate flag, because I'm in your house. I respect what you do in your realm, right? That's how it should be. The same way I would expect people to respect whatever I'm doing in my house. But I also told him that he has to understand that, yes, it's important what it means to him and the meaning of it for him and his family, but it's just as important as what it means to other people. Maybe not in your house, but in general, you're gonna have to take that into consideration. And I've had conversations with black people who, there's a huge Confederate flag on the highway coming in from 40 towards Asheville, headed, I guess that's west, from the sort of flatlands, and then you go up the mountain. But before that, there's this massive Confederate flag off to the left. And when I pass that thing, I'm like, oh, Jesus, what a dumbass. Why? Just why? But I don't really give it a second thought because whatever, But two specific black people that I've talked to have said, when I see that flag when I'm driving in the South, I am afraid. It gives me fear. It makes me feel I am not welcome here, I am not wanted here, and it is a symbol of that to them. And so that matters just as much as your feelings of heritage or whatever. Okay, I get that, but do you get that it causes these feelings in other people? You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I'm like on a soapbox and getting preachy this early in the morning about shit. I don't know. When I pass stuff like that, I just don't understand it. And I guess I don't need to understand it, but I'm just saying I get why it would make people uncomfortable. That's what I'm saying. And just why? Why? Oh, I can't wait for the comments. People are so surprising. Like I feel like I'm friends with most of you somehow, even though I've never met you. I feel like we know each other, but we don't at all. And I will be so surprised by some of the comments I get for saying just that, which I don't know. It makes sense to me. So whatever. Let's get into it. I won't reply to any of your comments. I won't read them, and I really don't care. Okay, I'm glad we got that over with. Let's move on. Let's move on to something else. Let me try to think of something else. The Natchez Trace. Natchez Trace. Natchez. Let's be honest, it's a little boring. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not sponsored by the Natchez Trace, so I feel no reason to sugarcoat it. For those of you who are thinking about doing this route, well, for one thing, for those of you who have done this route, what'd you think? Did you like it? Did you think it was kind of boring? Was it the most exciting thing you've ever done in your life? What'd you think? To those of you who are thinking about doing it, look, if this is appealing to you, this is what it is, the whole 400 miles or whatever it is. It's fun to do these little turnouts or whatever and read the signs that are in the historic ones, or see the view of the tops of trees as in this one. But I can't help, because it's so similar, like the idea of it is so similar to the Blue Ridge Parkway, that I can't help but compare it. And the Blue Ridge Parkway is like, wow. There are sections of that are just otherworldly and insane. And oh my God, why did I decide to take a right there? That's where I'm going down. Something like that. But anyway, it's not like that. It's just a different scene. The road is really nice. It's a good road. It's a little windy, sort of. There's no twisties, nothing like that. It's not mountainous. It's basically just a meandering sort of road through the woods and the farmland. If you're really into history and stuff like that, you'll probably dig it, because there's a lot of stuff that is going on in a lot of these roadside pullouts, and you can learn some stuff, and it's cool. The swamp areas were really cool. That was cool to see, and it's very pleasant. But your jaw's not gonna drop, and you're not gonna, it's not all that exciting. But I'm very glad I did it. I'm still doing it, and it's nice. It's very nice. I would say I recommend it. Just don't expect the Blue Ridge Parkway. And I'm sure a lot of these trails are pretty cool. Maybe I should do that. Waste some time going on a trail. It's just with that kind of stuff, when you're on a bike, it's you got all your stuff on the bike. This one, it's not so bad because I can actually put things places where it locks. But I do have this extra bag on the back seat that I really thought about not bringing, because I knew if I brought it, I would put stuff in it, and then it would just be a hassle. And that's exactly what happened. But it's nice to have that little extra back there, and it's easy to get into from the weather gear and stuff like that. So I don't know. I probably shouldn't have brought it and kept things smaller, but I didn't. And the whole trunk, one pannier has all my camping gear. It all fits in there, everything I need. The other one has clothes and stuff like that in it, toiletry bag, little tiny pillow, stuff like that. And then the trunk is all charging gear, film stuff, my drone, like all that stuff is taking up the entire big trunk. So without that, I would definitely not need that extra bag. And I also brought a little EcoFlow charging unit. It's fairly small. It's like smaller than a shoebox, but it has AC outputs. So if I needed to plug in the computer, I could. It's really a nice little unit, but it's a little bulky and it takes up some room. And I also bought. Remember when I was in Corinth, which I'm kind of going past Corinth. But Homer told me to buy one of those, I think it's NoCal, the things to jump your battery if you have a dead battery. He's like, that's a good thing to have on you. And he's like, he's never needed it for himself, but he's needed it for his buddies a bunch of times. So I brought that, and it's not that big either, but it's takes up room. And I'm not sure how we got on the luggage setup, but this bike is it's so great, man. Can I just say that once again? It's a great bike. And speaking of my camping stuff in the pannier, this video is sponsored by MotoCampNerd.com, and I cannot wait to replace my tent with something from that site. And what I'm hoping to get is another big Agnes copper spur, because I love this tent. I mean, I don't have anything to compare it to, but I love it. And but I want to get the bike packing version with the smaller poles. Just be maybe a little easier to pack. So I'm psyched to get that at MotoCampNerd.com. And you should go check that site out. They have great gear. I keep saying the same stuff about it, but that's what you need to know. It's only for motorcycle campers. It's the gear that's best for that. And if you're buying stuff for the first time, I would say like max out your budget. I started out, this was before MotoCampNerd, so I was like doing some I bought some stuff I shouldn't have bought because I didn't know. But I bought a cheap pad because I didn't know, and it sucked, and it was so uncomfortable, and I couldn't sleep, and it was horrible, and it was just a waste of money. And had this website been a thing when I was buying that stuff, I never would have even seen that shitty pad because they don't carry it. They only carry stuff that's good. But anyway, I would say max out your budget on the sleeping pad. If you ask me, that's the most important thing if you want to get a good night's sleep. You need a good pad. You need a decent sleeping bag that packs small, which you're going to have to pay for because down is not cheap. Synthetic bags are too big, and they're synthetic. I don't know if they get wet. I don't know what happens with down if it gets wet. I think you're screwed there too, but you want a nice down bag, and you want a decent tent. And the stuff that packs down the smallest, and that is the best, and the sleeping bag that's the warmest, and the sleeping pad that's the most comfortable is going to be the most expensive. That's just how it is. I don't know what to tell you. Buy once, cry once. Get a good sleeping pad though. And anyway, go check out MotoCampNerd.com and find your stuff there. I'm really happy with my setup. Big Agnes tent, Nemo pad, Nemo Tensor pad. I think I got the wide one. And I have an Enlightenment sleeping bag that is really good. And like, the sleeping pad was so expensive, and it's ridiculous for what is basically a balloon. But I gotta say, it's completely worth it. It's so comfortable. I love it. I love it. I sleep like a baby on that thing. And it's just worth it. And it's lasted a long time. I've had that thing for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, maybe longer. It was with me on the tat, so was the tent, so was the sleeping bag. So, and I had it before that, so the stuff's lasted a long time. It's high quality and it's good. I have had to patch the tent, but that's my fault for putting holes in it. That mesh is not, it's not made of steel. It's made of mesh. And I got a couple holes in it. But I patched them and it's fine, but I do want to upgrade that at some point. And I will. Another old trace so you can get on the actual thing. The trail where they cried. Let's see what this is all about. Cherokee, probably from near where I live. Fear for reality, hardship suffered. Yeah. The trail where they cried. Hostile federal and state policies. Forcible removal. Yeah, there's I think the start. Oh my God. I almost bit it. I just almost bit it. I think the start of the Trail of Tears is on the Smoky Mountain 500. And maybe it, I don't know. Would it come through here? I guess so, maybe. I'm also seeing all these little gravel and dirt roads off this that look kind of cool, that somebody might need to explore at some point. Anyway, it's a glorious day. It's nice out. I haven't checked the weather. I hope it's not going to rain. And I'm on a motorcycle. The old trace is down there. Can you drive down there? Or is that like a walking path? Huh? Did you know that my, I don't know, great grandfather? This doesn't seem like I should be going on it. I'm not going on that. On the wing. And now I'm in a turnaround situation. Oh, come on. I've really done it now. But I guess it was my great-grandfather on my mother's side, the Moores. I'm gonna have to use reverse, dudes. This is a giant motorcycle. I don't know if I've mentioned that. I can't believe it has a reverse. It's so cool. They made cigars, and somebody used to have one of the old boxes, and it was Moore Cigars, M-O-H-R, which is my mom's maiden name. And they grew and dried tobacco in West Virginia near Point Pleasant, and probably used a barn much like that. And they called them stogies. Might have even been more stogies. I'm not sure. A little more of the family history that you didn't ask for and don't care about. Yep, it's a barn. But I wonder where that box is. I think somebody had a box, like a branded box, and some of the little sleeves. That go around the cigar. Never gotten into cigars, so I don't really get it. Alright, I'm gonna hop off here, wherever here is, and get some coffee. That bit of corn dog I had last night was so disgusting. Oh, I don't know why I'm not more hungry. But I'm gonna save it up for that Prince's hot chicken that I probably will be too early for. God, this bike, man. It is the best. Leaper's Fork. That's where I'm at. Thank you very much. Alright, I'm at Redbird Coffee Place. It's like a little trailer, and I think they live there. And it said on the thing, I think they're musicians who own it, and they have like a show called Tiny Home Living Large or something like that. So there you go. Interesting little deal going on here. And once again, I feel like I could live here, which I say no matter where I go. But this looks like a cool little town. I had a croissant to negate the corn dog bite, and it was good, and the coffee is really good. And I think I'm gonna kick it up towards Nashville, and I don't know if I'm gonna go try to make it home tonight or what. Knowing me, I will, because that's just kind of my MO. And I really could use a shower. Those campgrounds, the only one I paid for on this trip was the first one, And then I had a hotel the next night in New Orleans. And then the other 2 camping spots were no fees. No showers, but no fees. So that's good. And it's a nice day. So I'm gonna check the weather and I'm gonna get going. Dudes, that's the end of the trace, I think. 450 miles or so. And that's it. That is it, my friends. Kind of was expecting a ending point of some sort. Alright, as I already knew, I would get to Prince's Hot Chicken about an hour too early. The time change doesn't help me because it doesn't happen until after Nashville. So, I suppose I'm gonna head south, dudes. I'm gonna avoid the highways and probably go... There's kind of 2 general ways to go. I could sort of follow 40 on the back roads. Asheville's really only about 5 hours from Nashville. But of course, I'm gonna take the goofy way, which will be more like 8 hours. So I could follow the 40 corridor to Knoxville and then head down. But I think instead I'm gonna go through Chattanooga and go that way. I think. At least I think that's what I'm doing. Oh, and I lose an hour though, so that puts me home at like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, because I'm sure I'll stop and goof around a little bit. That's alright though. I mean, I could camp somewhere, I guess, but you know, there's this momentum that builds at the end of a trip, and you're just like, I'll just head home. And there is some stuff going on at home. Number one, my youngest daughter had a flat tire at work in Wilmington and had to deal with that without daddy. I always say to the kids and my wife when they like ask me to do stuff, my response is always, pretend I'm dead. Because I want them to be self-sufficient and not need me. And then I end up doing whatever it is anyway, but at least pretend I'm dead and figure out what you would do if I was dead. And then since I'm not dead, I'll do it. But, you know? And then my wife's book, man, it's supposed to come out, it's supposed to be published and out in physical form on August 24th. It's June, I don't know what, something. Oh, and Brian Wilson died yesterday. That's such a bummer. Sly, then Brian. But anyway, so they sent us the proofs back in March when we were in China, and they kept pressuring us to get our corrections to them. And China is just a pain in the ass with the internet, and we were having trouble, and we were busy, and it was a real pain in the ass to get it done. Jen was teaching all the time and whatever, but it sucked. But we did it because they wanted them back, and so we did what we had to do and sent them all the corrections. And that was in March, and we're supposed to get the proofs back, corrected proofs, so that we can go through it all again and make sure everything is absolutely 100% correct. And there were quite a few corrections, and the whoever's doing the graphics screwed up a bunch of the pictures, and like they need to fix a bunch of stuff. So now we've been waiting 2 or 3 months for the corrected proofs. Finally, they sent Jen something yesterday. Now it's all like feels last minute, and I don't like it. Jen definitely doesn't like it. So there's that to deal with. And then I need to finish organizing this little book tour. Wait, the Natchez Trace. What did I do? I went to the very end. I thought I went to the very end. Okay, whatever. That's weird. It didn't go any further. I think I just went in a little circle, actually. But our plan was, she's teaching in Los Angeles in August, end of August, beginning of September. And so our plan was to take the RV, stop at a bunch of Pilates studios on the way out there where Jen would like do an evening workshop, you know, based on the book. And, you know, maybe we can sell a couple books, she could sign them. It's not going to be anything huge or anything, but, you know, just hoping for like 10 interested instructors show up, do a little thing. Jen can teach a little stuff, and sell some books and be on our way. And then after that, we were going to go north and do like, I don't know, Yosemite, maybe Yellowstone, maybe Glacier, you know, do some big national parks, which hopefully, I guess school will be out by then, so hopefully it'll be a little more chill. It's not like the crazy season. But with that kind of stuff, I mean, like if you want a campsite anywhere near there, you got to book them way in advance. So I was just going to do, you know, maybe like a harvest host thing where you sleep at a brewery or a winery, and then I'll take the little red bike on the front of the RV and we can jet into the parks and hike and do stuff. So that was the plan. But if we don't have books, like what's the deal going to be? I can't remember why I got on that. Oh, I guess just because it's a reason to get home, because there's shit to do. Oh, I'm pretty bummed about Prince's Hot Chicken. That would have been a great bookend from the po' boy to the hot chicken. But it's not to be, I suppose. This is Franklin, Tennessee. All right, dudes, I just grabbed a bite for lunch, and I hope you enjoyed the mission for the po' boy and my adventures in the deep south. And just one last time, I wanted to thank MotoCampNerd.com for sponsoring these videos. Really cool people. Go check them out. For real. Links in the description. And I hope to see you guys again soon, man. I hope I can do the Southeast BDR and maybe some day rides on the CT125. I need to finish my exploration around up towards Hot Springs and stuff. And go down every single road. And I thought my ride home would be a little more interesting, but it's a lot of this. Like, it's not a highway, but it might as well be. And so that's about it, dudes. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you soon. Dudes, I'm struggling to get home. It is brutal and not so safe, I don't think. I'm just trying to get home, dudes, and it's been pouring and I'm just in hell. I'm so close yet so far. Hey dudes, thanks for joining me. That was a fun ride. It was hell getting home, but anyway, all turned out fine. Stick around on the channel, and coming up is getting back on Little Ugly. And I did a recon ride on the Royal Enfield Himalayan to see what roads are still open after the hurricane. There's a route I really like that goes all the way down to Rossmore, just about from my house. That's all dirt, and so I went and checked that out. And then, like I said, hopefully the Southeast BDR is coming up, and I don't know what else. I'll do some day rides and stuff like that. In the meantime, go check out the other channel, Our Exit Strategy. I've just been putting up the videos of our Newfoundland trip, and that was a trip I did with my wife, 30 days in the RV. And it was pretty fun. The videos are fun, and nobody's watching them over there. So go check that out if you have a chance. And other than that, as always, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching these videos, and I'll check you later. Hey, please like this video if you liked this video. And if you'd like to see more, hit that subscribe button and the alert bell. Also, if you're interested, there are links to gear lists and goofy t-shirts in the description. Thanks a ton for watching.